One thing I've noticed after spending years on YouTube is that most people completely misunderstand how this platform works. They think it's luck. They think some creators just get randomly blessed by the algorithm while everyone else gets ignored. But the more time you spend studying YouTube, the more you realize that's not really what's happening. Most channels don't fail because of bad editing. They don't fail because their microphone isn't good enough. And they definitely don't fail because the algorithm hates them. Most channels fail because of something way simpler. They're making videos that nobody actually wants to watch. And I know that sounds harsh, but it's the truth. I've been on YouTube for years now. I've probably made over 20 channels trying different things. Gaming channels, random content channels, experiment channels, pretty much everything you can imagine. And for the longest time, nothing worked. I would upload videos, put a bunch of effort into them, and they would get like 30 views, sometimes even less. And I remember sitting there thinking, how are these other creators blowing up while my videos are getting nothing? But eventually I realized something that completely changed how I look at YouTube. The problem wasn't the algorithm. The problem was my ideas. YouTube is brutally simple. Every video is judged by two main things. First, do people click it? Second, do people keep watching? That's it. It doesn't matter if you spent 20 hours editing. It doesn't matter if you think the video is amazing. People don't click, the video dies. And if people click but leave after 15 seconds, the video also dies. Once you understand this, YouTube suddenly starts making way more sense. Because you stop focusing on the wrong things. Most small creators obsess over editing. They obsess over cameras. They obsess over tiny details that honestly don't matter that much. Meanwhile, the biggest creators on the platform are spending most of their time thinking about something else entirely. Ideas, titles, thumbnails, because those are the things that actually determine whether people click your video. One of the biggest lessons I've learned from studying YouTube is that the idea behind a video matters more than almost anything else. You could have the best editing in the world, but if the idea isn't interesting, nobody will click. Meanwhile, someone else could upload a super simple video with basic editing, but if the idea is great, it can get millions of views. You see this all the time on YouTube. Sometimes the videos that blow up the most are actually pretty simple, but the idea behind them is so interesting that people feel like they have to click. That's why big creators spend so much time thinking about ideas. They're not just randomly uploading things. They're constantly asking themselves questions like, would someone actually click this? Is this interesting enough? Why would someone care about this video? Once you start thinking like that, everything changes. Most people approach YouTube completely backwards. They start with the question, what video do I want to make today? But the better question is, what video would someone actually want to watch? That small difference changes everything. Because YouTube is not just about creating content. It's about creating content that people are curious about. The platform rewards curiosity. It rewards interesting ideas. And it rewards videos that make people feel like they need to know what happens. If your video doesn't trigger that curiosity, it's going to struggle. No matter how good the editing is, no matter how good the camera quality is, and no matter how hard you worked on it. Another thing I started noticing after studying YouTube for a long time is that viral videos usually follow patterns. They're not random. Different creators might make different videos, but the structure is often similar. You'll see certain types of ideas blow up again and again. Certain titles that constantly perform well. Certain thumbnail styles that attract attention. Once you start recognizing these patterns, you can start applying them to your own videos. Not by copying people directly, but by understanding why something works. That's a huge difference. A lot of people try to copy viral videos exactly, but the real skill is understanding the psychology behind why people clicked in the first place. The moment things started changing for me was when I stopped treating YouTube like a place to just upload random videos. Instead, I started treating it like a system. Before making a video, I would ask myself, is the idea strong enough? Would someone actually click this? Is there curiosity behind the title? Does the concept make people want to know more? If the answer was no, I wouldn't make the video. And that one shift alone made a massive difference. Because suddenly I wasn't wasting time on weak ideas anymore. Another thing people underestimate about YouTube is how much patience it takes. You're not going to upload 5 videos and suddenly have a huge channel. It doesn't work like that for most people. For a lot of creators, growth happens slowly. You experiment. You learn what works. You improve your ideas. And over time, your videos start getting better and better. Eventually, something clicks. A video performs well. The channel starts growing. and then everything begins to snowball. But you only get there if you stick with it long enough to learn the game. If there's one thing I want people to understand about YouTube, it's this. Success on this platform isn't random. It's not magic, and it's definitely not just luck. It's a skill. A skill that you can actually learn if you're willing to study what works. Focus on better ideas. Focus on curiosity. Focus on making videos that people genuinely want to watch. If you do that consistently, you give yourself a much better chance of growing. And honestly, that's the real game of YouTube. Anyway, if you enjoyed this video or learned something from it, make sure to subscribe because I'm going to be posting a lot more content about YouTube growth, content strategy, and everything I've learned from building channels over the years. And if there's a topic you want me to talk about in a future video, feel free to leave it in the comments below. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this one. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.